Hello, space pilot Mr. Cool Guy here. Well, getting back to the random facts. Don't worry, there will be more of those types of videos, like, one where I talk about different foods the Grelzons eat. Those will be every so often. It's gonna be mostly random facts, but every so often I'll bring in one of those videos. Or transmissions. Whatever. But now, it's time for 10 more random facts you may or may not know. And yes, I'm still on a cargo ship. It's a cargo ship. It's gonna move slow. So yes, it's still gonna be a few months before I reach next orbit. So just like me, you're gonna have to be patient. Okay? Patience. But anyways, here we are with fact number 1. Or I should say, fact number 1 and 2. Because we're gonna be looking at 2 very peculiar items. The first of which is a papier-mâché model. For a long time, medical students did not have many great options for studying the human body. Real corpses decayed quickly, and wax models began to melt if handled for too long. Papier-mâché models like this open chest were introduced in the 1800s and helped solve those problems. Can you spot the heart, lungs, ribs, and muscles? Dang, that is wild. It's a good thing they came up with another solution to studying the human body other than like using dead bodies. Like, ooh, I don't think I could do that. Pretty sure I wouldn't have the stomach for it. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, papier-mâché models. Yeah, probably handle that. Maybe. Who knows? Ooh. But now, this second peculiar item we'll be looking at today, or random fact number 2, is known as the iron lung. It's a pair of lungs in a iron lung-shaped armor. I hope you got the reference. But no, seriously though. The iron lung was developed in 1927 and is best known for helping patients paralyzed by polio. The machine creates an airtight chamber with the patient's head outside, sealed by a collar around the neck. An electric motor forces air in and out of the device. The changes in pressure move the patient's lungs to mimic breathing when their bodies are unable to do so. Dang. I mean, like, at least when you're like having to use crutches or you're in a wheelchair, you can still function, sort of. You can still, do most things in life. But being in an iron lung, you're basically contained to that for however long it is you gotta be in there. Like, you just can't live life anymore once you're in an iron lung. I mean, you technically can live a bit of it, but basically, yeah, you're just basically a stationary person. You can't really do anything. I mean, that's just... I couldn't imagine having to live your life in an iron lung just to live. Man, that is wild, bro. I mean, it's basically a life where you don't really have to do anything, but That's still, I wouldn't want to live like that. Yeah. Well, I guess it's time we move on to fact number 3. Elephant prosthetic. It seems even elephants need fake limbs every now and then. Jehoiak is an elephant with a rubber foot. After losing his foot to a snare trap, the Wildlife Alliance in Cambodia gave him a home. The prosthetic came from Paradise Wildlife Park in the UK. It helps Jehoiak walk, run, and swim without any trouble. The recycled rubber foot had to be replaced every 6 months as Jehoiak grew up. Each new foot cost almost $1,500 per year, but it has allowed Jehoiak to live a comfortable and happy life. Dang, that's an expensive prosthetic, but hey, man, I couldn't imagine having to live without one of your limbs, like, especially an elephant having to only use 3 legs, like, that would be a hard thing to do. Like, it'd be hard for a human to walk with 1 leg, but, at least they'd have something like crutches or a wheelchair if they can't get a prosthetic leg attached. But elephants, they can't use crutches or a wheelchair. That would be quite difficult. Okay, at least he was able to get a prosthetic leg to help him live a happy life. Happy and comfortable. Dang. Makes you wonder though, do you think the elephant ever felt like phantom limb pain? It's crazy. Crazy stuff, man. But now, it's time we move on to fact number 4. Iron hand. Scientists discovered a skeleton with an iron hand that was 400 to 600 years old. Found near a church in Bavaria, Germany, the iron hand is an early prosthetic. The person it belonged to was likely a man 30 to 50 years old, living around the years 1450 to 1620. The skeleton also has some missing fingers and signs that the person lost them or needed help. Scientists believe this happened because of battles that took place in the area. People were either injured or had body parts replaced with iron. Dang, that is... To think. We started doing prosthetic limbs of sorts 400 to 600 years ago. It's crazy to think how far we've come in certain areas, how far we've advanced. Now in certain areas we'll advance even further, potentially. And imagine the things we'll have in the future, or the near future. Dang. Phew. Oh man. Well, it's time we move on to fact number 5. Bionic woman. A Swedish woman named Karen is the first person to receive a bionic prosthetic that is fused with the user's bone and can be controlled with the mind. Huh. Interesting. Corinne lost her arm in a farming accident and struggled with pain and mobility. Made by engineers and doctors from Sweden, Australia, and Italy, her new limb has given her comfort and mobility again. A revolutionary technology. It combines fusing, surgery, limb loss, and AI all in one. Corinne can now perform 80% of what she used to do, like turning a doorknob or cooking a meal. Since the prosthetic is connected to her bones and nerves, she can even feel sensations in the artificial arm. Dang, that's crazy. I was just talking about how far we've advanced in in fields like this, and here's an example of how far we've advanced. Like, can control it with your brain. I mean, like, your body parts are already controlled with your brain, but this is like a fake body part that's attached, and you can control it with your mind. It's sort of like telekinesis, almost like a telepathic person. Telepathy, almost. Dang, that's wild. It's almost like a superpower in real life. Yeah. But you know, we're always pushing the limits of possibility. Yes, indeed. It's crazy. Always creating new things. Even though there are certain things that should just probably not be created. But most things, sure, yes, they can be helpful. Not all things, but most things. But anyways, it's time to move on to fact number 6. AI for an eye. This camera uses words and AI technology to take pictures. The Paragraphica camera was made by Danish designer Bjorn Carmen. To create an image, it first gathers data like the address, weather, and time. It then writes a paragraph based on that information. Finally, it uses artificial intelligence to turn the text into a picture. The camera's photos are not of real places. However, they often have a lot in common with where the picture was made. Interesting. And the camera's design is based on the star-nosed mole, which is nearly blind, but can still see using its powerful nose. It's quite clever. So that means even without a lens, this camera can nearly perfectly recreate what you were going to take a picture of before you took the picture. Well, I mean, you know, as you take the picture, recreates it, but you know, what you saw before you hooked the camera up to your face and took a picture. That is crazy. I mean, dang. Like, I'm not exactly sure what you'd use it for, but that is wild, nonetheless. But now, let's move on to fact number 7, as we take a ride on the stroller coaster. That's right, the stroller coaster. You've been walking for a while and are getting tired of pushing that stroller. Need to conserve that energy. Just place your little pumpkin in their stroller on the stroller coaster and let it do the rest. The stroller coaster, when you're tired of pushing your baby in its stroller. I'm just kidding. I'm pretty sure that's not what it's for. And yes, I know there are a few of you there who heard that like, really? That don't sound like a bad idea. I might just have to try it. No, don't. It is much safer if you just push that stroller. Okay? Don't go getting any ideas to try and do something like that, okay? Just don't. I know. There are a few of you who thought that was a good idea. I know you are out there. I know there are some of you who probably thought that. Don't tell me you didn't. I'm watching you. Okay, well not really. I wasn't really watching you, but you're watching me. You can see the look I'm giving. You know that I know I know not all of you were thinking it would be a good idea. But there's a couple of you out there that probably thought it was. Just 'cause there's always someone. Well, let's find out what this stroller coaster really is all about. While Pohang's spacewalk may look like a roller coaster full of twists, turns, and even loops, this South Korean sculpture is meant to be experienced on foot. Visitors can take a stroll along the 317-ton steel track to take in the views of Hwonho Park. The spacewalk has 717 total steps and climbs to the height of an 8-story building. From there, the views of Yeongil Bay and Yeongil-dae Beach are spectacular. Worried about navigating that upside-down section? Don't be. It's not meant to be walked on and is off limits. Yes, that's right. You aren't gonna get to, climb up there and walk across the loop upside down, sorry. No walking upside down on ceilings like Spider-Man today. 'Cause you can't really walk upside down on ceilings. You'd have to climb and cross to get through the loop, and you'd most likely fall and badly injure yourself. So do not try it. And if you do anyways, I did warn you. I did. Making sure I get a panoramic view of sorts of all the people like you're in front of me on stage, so I can reiterate, do not try it. If you do anyways, it's your own fault when you get hurt, not mine. I told you not to do it. I did warn you. So if you do anyways, do not say I didn't warn you. Yeah, the stroller coaster. Basically, a roller coaster walk in the sky. Well, it's time to move on to fact number 8. Eco art. French contemporary artist Seppi's mediums of choice, grass and eco-responsible paint that he invented himself. He paints incredibly realistic pieces using the environment as his canvas. His paint is made up of water, chalk, coal, and milk protein. It's completely biodegradable, allowing his art to disappear in as little as a month. Dang. That's, finally, a mess of sorts. Well, it's not really a mess, but, basically, something that cleans itself. But that's not the impressive part. The impressive part is the fact that he did this on grass. Like, in order to be able to see it, you'd have to be up in the sky. But you wouldn't be able to reach the ground to paint it from the sky. So that means he had to trust that he wouldn't make a single mistake while painting on the grass. I mean, do you know how hard it would be to paint on a canvas where you can't even really see what it is that you're painting and not make a mistake? That is, I mean, painting in and of itself can be impressive, but this is a whole new level of impressive. Dang, man, that is wild. I mean, the fact that it just cleans itself. I mean, it's not an instant cleanup, it takes a month, but still. Dang. That's some skill right there. But now, it's time to move on to fact number 9. Strike at speed. In 2019, NASCAR Series driver Eric Almirola and Australian pro bowler Jason Belmont teamed up to bowl 140 miles per hour or 225 kilometers per hour strike from a moving race car at Charlotte Motor Speedway in North Carolina. Almirola drove the car at high speed while Belmont bowled the ball out of the passenger side window. Dang, the amount of accuracy and timing you'd have to bowl a strike at that speed, that is crazy, man. Like, can you imagine what that bowling ball was thinking at that time? You know, if you could think, it probably thought, speed. I am speed. 10 pins. 1 fast bowling ball. I eat pins for breakfast. Right? Man. You know, must have felt real good when they pull off a strike. You know. You know, if you weren't sure what it is I was doing, you know, in like bowling alleys on the little screen, whenever you get a strike or something, you'll see the bowling pin pop up and it'll do some weird thing, and then the bowling ball might come through and knock it over and it'll say strike on the screen to let you know you got a strike. And that is crazy. But now, it's time we move on to fact number 10. Coastal Cycle. Setting off in September 2022, 19-year-old Avery Suter rode a unicycle all the way down the east coast of the U.S., from Maine to Key West, Florida. His 15-state journey covered 2,400 miles and took him over 4 months. His maximum speed on a unicycle was 9 miles, or 14 kilometers per hour. Oh, this is in kilometers. By the way, within 3,840 kilometers. Dang. Like, the amount of stamina and energy you'd have to unicycle for 4 months straight. Like, that is, and especially, I mean, especially since your max speed is 9 miles per hour. Like, I mean, hopefully it was clear skies for him for the 4 straight months. That is, I mean, you'd have to like start in the beginning of spring or like fall, so you're not dealing with the freezing cold or blazing heat. Like, dang, bro, that is wild, man. Like, could you imagine if, like, in a circus, like, the guy wanted to try something new and daring to, you know, spice up the routine, do something no clown's ever did before? Like, he comes out on his unicycle and whatnot. Hey, ladies and gents. I'm gonna try something new, something no clowns ever attempted before, something to blow your socks off. I'm gonna ride my unicycle for 4 months straight, all the way to Florida. But I'm gonna do it while juggling to keep it interesting. I think I'll start right now. I'll see you in Florida. Oh, that would be wild. I mean, like, I'm sure either way, like whether or not you're a clown, like you're riding on a unicycle, I feel like, could you imagine, like someone sees you doing that and they ask you like, well, where are you going on that unicycle? You go, oh, I'm going all the way to Florida. Like, on a unicycle? Yep, on a unicycle. It'll take me roughly 4 months to get there, I think. Dang, that's you sure you don't wanna take a ride in the car to get there? Nope. Gonna keep riding my unicycle. Alright then, you do you. Like, I probably couldn't do that. Like, I mean, it would probably take just as long on a bicycle, if not a little extra amount of time. But like, a car would be faster. I mean, I'd probably do it in a car, maybe. I mean, a plane would be the fastest, although it is expensive to get on a plane. Like, that's not cheap, so, yeah. But anyways, there's 10 random facts you may or may not have known. Was there any you knew? So let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. You know? If, you enjoyed this, then make sure to like it. And if you want to see more, if you want to learn more wild, weird, interesting, and crazy facts, then subscribe so you don't miss any. Yeah, subscribe so you don't miss any, lad. They're quite interesting to hear, lad. And, let others know about this so they can hear these wild, weird, interesting, and crazy facts too. Don't worry, I'm not crazy. Well, I'm Mr. Cool Guy, and as I always say when doing random facts, to infinity and more facts.